Kia ora. In today's headlines, people with outstanding arrest warrants face having their benefits cut. Social Development Minister Paula Bennett says more than half of the 15,000 people with a current warrant are on a benefit.
And it just doesn't make sense that we're letting them effectively evade the police while still receiving their welfare benefit.
Ms Bennett says if someone has an outstanding warrant, they'll get 38 days to resolve it before their benefit is stopped. The TY Point aluminium smelter is to enter a consultation period with staff regarding 100 redundancies. The plan was to cut the jobs over 5 years, but the company's just announced that tough economic conditions have forced that timeline forward to November. 35 jobs have already been made redundant. The Bluff Community Board is concerned about the ripple effect of the redundancies throughout Southland. Chair Jan Mitchell says losing 100 jobs at TY Point smelter will affect the wharf.
Certainly going to affect us with tonnage over the wharf, the Invercargill city and the wider Southland economy.
New research suggests gambling tendencies can begin in adolescence after a survey found nearly 40% of respondents had gambled by the age of 10. Sean Lyons of Netsafe says gaming products on social media sites like Facebook can trigger problem behaviour.
You could argue the sort of slippery slope gateway game into gambling. Some of that will manifest in young people doing whatever they can, taking parents' credit cards in order to access actual win money back style gambling.
He said while gambling filters were useful, they are only part of the solution.
Young people, if they want to, can very easily find a way of getting around the filter that you have installed at home. To have it in is great. It's most importantly of all, making sure young people feel like they can talk to the parents, teachers, without the fear of having the adult turn around and say, well, that's it, give me your cell phone, give me the computer, give me your password, you're off.
A Wellington schoolgirl's death from a suspected case of meningococcal disease has health officials urging parents to be vigilant for symptoms. Auckland has 5 confirmed cases of the disease, although investigations have not established a link between them. A revamped ACC board with Paula Rebstock at the helm has Professor Des Gorman and Christy MacDonald QC as board members. ACC Futures Coalition agrees that it's good to have a lawyer and someone with a medical background on board, but it's calling for a consumer representative as proof that the corporate culture is changing. Kiwi athlete Sophie Pascoe has emerged from the pool at the London Paralympics with another medal, this time a silver, for the S10 100-metre backstroke final. The 19-year-old said that she did her best yesterday, but in the end, gold went to Canada's Summer Mortimer.
She had the drive to get there and I did want it, but unfortunately I couldn't sit on her tail. That's a new personal best for me and that's all I can do, you know.
But there's disappointment from some politicians at the poor television coverage of the 2012 Paralympics here. The London Games runs till September the 9th, and our Kiwi athletes have had amazing success with the medal tally closing yesterday at 12. But Labour's Claire Curran wishes that more of those achievements were being broadcast.
But we haven't seen any of the coverage live. We don't actually know when the events are coming up, and that's a terrible shame. Paralympians deserve for the country to see their achievements, and it's a huge boost to that 20% of the population.
The captain and second officer of the RENA have been released from prison. Captain Mauro Balumanga and Leonel Relon were jailed for 7 months each in May and can now be released because their prison terms are under 2 years and they've served half of that. Iwi leaders are gathering in the hopes of reaching a consensus over what happens next for the water rights issue after the postponement of Mighty River Power's partial float. Maori King Tuhetia has called a hui at Turangawaiwai Marae next Thursday, inviting the Maori Council and politicians to take part. Overseas, 4 Christians in Britain are filing discrimination cases at the European Court of Human Rights after being sacked for their religious views, 2 of them for their opposition to homosexual relationships. One is a registrar who declined to conduct civil partnerships between same-sex couples, while the other is a therapist who expressed discomfort at giving sex counseling to couples. Syria has again lashed out at its regional critics, in particular Egypt. The Syrian government says it welcomes another UN attempt to bring an end to the civil war, but Information Minister Omran al-Zubi has mocked Egypt's call for President Bashar al-Assad to step down, arguing that President Mohamed Morsi is a puppet of the United States and Israel. Kanuinga karere matua mai te whare kōrero o rima, Maori ora.